Dedication is what keeps you disciplined. Dedication is a beast, y'all. Just really sit back and think about what happens when you dedicate yourself to something. Think about what would happen if you really dedicate yourself to your recovery. Every day I dedicate myself this day to stay away from drugs and alcohol. What up, y'all? I was sitting back thinking about what it takes to maintain your recovery, and what I came up with is that it takes discipline. So I thought. But once I dug a little deeper and I had a discussion with one of my mentors and coaches, she brought up the fact that it takes dedication. And the more that I get to thinking about whether or not it takes dedication, I came to the realization that you cannot recover from drugs and alcohol without being dedicated to that mission. If you're not dedicated to recover from drugs and alcohol, how you gonna make it happen? If you're not dedicated to creating a better life than the life that you live in, how is that gonna happen? If you're not dedicated to being a better version of you tomorrow than the version you are today, then how are you gonna be a better version? It takes dedication. I don't care what it is. What you involved in, it takes dedication. I thought discipline was the key to recovering from drugs and alcohol, only to realize it takes dedication. Because when discipline fades, dedication doesn't. Dedication is what keeps you disciplined. The more I dedicate myself to a cause, the more I'm gonna put and invest my time and my efforts into the cause. The dedication is what it takes. I gotta be dedicated to the mission. Like when I think about working out, right? I can be disciplined for a little while and work out, but the only thing that's gonna make me go work out on the day when I don't feel like it is me being dedicated to working out, because I wanna keep getting the results that I'm getting from working out. See, when it comes to recovery, I gotta be dedicated to getting the results that people in recovery get. Dedicated to having a better life. Dedicated to not going back to the life that I once lived. Dedicated to being able to live in a home, and dedicated to not being homeless. Because I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to be sleeping on the streets. I want to be able to continue to be a part of my kids' life and impact them in a way that I wouldn't be able to impact their lives if I was getting high. That's why I'm dedicated to the mission that I'm on. Because I get to continue to keep seeing the results of putting in the work of doing what God called me to do. And I would never be able to realize that I could do what God called me to do if I didn't dedicate myself to recovering from drugs and alcohol. I don't know about you, but I know what it's like to really struggle with that and wanting to stop but not being able to stop, and crying out to God, God, please help me. God, please help me. And I asked God to please help me, and God did help me. And I told God, if you help me with this, I'll do whatever you want me to do. So ever since that day, I made that deal with God. I've been dedicated to doing God's will, keeping my life focused, helping people when I don't want to help people. Because I made a promise to God. I said, I'm going to dedicate my life to you. So in order for me to dedicate my life to God, then I got to dedicate myself to help others. Even when I don't want to help others. Even when I want to be selfish and only focus on me. I got to keep dedicating myself to getting better. See, I thought it was discipline, but it takes dedication, man. Dedication is a beast, y'all. Just really sit back and think about what happens when you dedicate yourself to something. Dedicate yourself to a cause. All you people that are struggling with recovery, think about what would happen if you really dedicate yourself to your recovery. Your life's gonna look 100% different. Because all the people that I've met that have been successful in recovery, they have dedicated themselves to recovery. And every day when these people wake up, They make a dedication every day. I dedicate myself this day to stay away from drugs and alcohol. I dedicate myself. Guess what? I dedicate myself to my dreams, goals, aspirations. See, because I can't accomplish my dreams and goals and aspirations if I put any man or mood altering substances in my body. That's just for me. So if you anything like me, or if you want to be like me, if you're not sure if that you can be dedicated to this cause, I promise you, you can. See what I'm saying? Because what I know is this. I know that God's an equal opportunity employer, and he don't mind employing you. You just got to want to be employed by him. And so just for today, I'm choosing to be employed by God. I'm choosing to allow God to lead my life, because my life is beautiful and yours can be beautiful too. Peace.